Hello traders, welcome to TradeVox. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about the BBMA extreme conditions. And yes, I won't be talking about them if they are not profitable for you guys. So stick to this video and watch to the very end so you understand the various extreme conditions in the BBMA strategy. Let's get on with the video. For those of you that are not familiar with the BBMA strategy, I won't really go in depth to this powerful strategy. I just advise you to go to my previous videos where I dropped videos about BBMA, how to set them up, all you need to know about BBMA strategy. So let's get on to the business of today. The first type of extreme I'm going to be talking about is the common extreme. And this is simply when the moving average 5 high crosses above the top Bollinger Band. In the second scenario, moving average 5 low crosses below the lower Bollinger Band. So this example right here is the first example whereby the moving average crossed above the top Bollinger Band. And as you can see right here, we had this moving average 5 high crossing and closing above the top Bollinger Band right here. So once you see this condition, how do we trade it? That is where the problem lies on. So I'm going to be showing you how to trade them with this example, with this very example right here. Once you see a moving average 5 high closing above the top Bollinger Band, we don't place our trade immediately. We need to wait for price to close below or inside the Bollinger Band back, like this happened right here. We can see this blue candle right here closing back inside the Bollinger Band. Let me zoom this up. Let me zoom this in for you guys. Okay, so we can see price came back and closed inside the Bollinger Band. That is where we are going to be taking our very trade. So for this example, we are going to be selling, take our sell positions, and we'll be entering at the close of the candle. Stop loss is going to be slightly above the top Bollinger Band, just slightly above, because it is not going to pass the Bollinger Band again due to the condition of the extreme sell. And our take profit is going to be the moving average 10 low right here. As you can see, this was a win. The same scenario happened right here. We can see the same scenario happened right here. We had the moving average 5 high closing above and outside the top Bollinger Band. This happens because it is called an extreme sell to be precise. If it is a downtrend, that means the moving average 5 low closes below the lower Bollinger Band. I will go back to the example of a downtrend, but for now, let's deal with this condition right here. So we saw our extreme sell and we wait for price to close inside the Bollinger Band back. Now, when I mean by closing inside the Bollinger Band, it doesn't necessarily have to close inside the Bollinger Band before you enter your trade. Just make sure price retraces back inside the Bollinger Band before your trade could be active. So when price enters the Bollinger Band, you can take the trade at any point in time. So you can take right here, but your target should be the moving average 10 low, and your stop loss is going to be slightly above the top Bollinger Band. And you can see this is also a win. So the secret here is to make sure price enters back within the Bollinger Band or closes within the Bollinger Band, not closing at moving average 10 low. As you can see, this one, if we entered late, we won't be able to enter this trade again because price has already touched inside the moving average 10 low. So if you are taking your trade earlier like this, then you are going to be in profit. So yeah, that's the secret to trading the extreme correctly. So let's head over to the extreme downtrend before we move on to the next extreme type I'm going to explain here. So for the extreme buy, the same is the case that we discussed earlier on. It is simply when the moving average 5 low crosses and closes below the lower Bollinger Band. And as you can see, this happened right here. Let me zoom in. Right here, we can see the moving average 5 low crossing and closing below the lower Bollinger Band. So what do? We wait for price to enter back inside our Bollinger Band or close inside our Bollinger Band before we take our buy trades. So we can be taking our buy trades from anywhere in this candle, but make sure that price doesn't touch moving average 10 high, because that is our target. That is our primary target. So stop loss is going to be slightly below the candle, slightly below the Bollinger Band, and our take profit is going to be moving average 10 high. You can see the same scenario happened to this side, and you can go on and on. One thing I noticed is that most BBMA extremes happen with the Nasdaq 100. And if you're trading the Nasdaq 100 and you're using a BBMA strategy, I'm telling you, you're going to be profitable if you use the strategy correctly. So make sure you use the strategy correctly, because Nasdaq 100 is very high volume, has a very high volume and high number of pips, so it can give you good amount of profit as well as give you good amount of loss. So always trade with caution. As you can see right here, this is an example of a trade I took earlier on, and this is the recent chart. You can see this is January 2nd, and why did I take this trade? Why did I take this trade? Because as you can see, we had an extreme sell right here. The moving average 5 high crosses and closes above the top Bollinger Band. So I had that in mind, but this extreme was looking shady because there was no high closure. But as far as the moving average 5 high closes above, an extreme is an extreme. So I waited for price to close within the Bollinger Band. I took my trade over here. Voila. And I held my profit. Why? Because this candle came all of a sudden and it created another condition in the BBMA, which I am not going to talk about today. So I closed my trade actually at the top, at the lower Bollinger Band, and I rocked about 3,163 pips in ratio to my 31 pip stop loss. So you can see how voluminous that is if you're trading the BBMA extreme very well. Now let's head over to the next extreme type of the BBMA, which is the magic extreme. This type of extreme condition is gold. It's quite funny because we are trading gold. Anyways, this extreme type is gold in the essence that once this form, you can full margin and you'll be sure to make profit. And let me show you an example of the magic extreme. This is when the moving average 5 high and 10 high close above the top Bollinger Band. That's for an uptrend. That's for the magic extreme sell. While if it's a downtrend, the moving average 5 or 10 low closes below 5 and 10 low rather. So as you can see right here, we had our moving average 5 high and 10 high closing above this top Bollinger Band. How do we trade this condition when they appear in the chart? It's simple. Once the candle closes below or inside the Bollinger Band back, then we are going to take our trade stop loss slightly above the top Bollinger Band and we are going to full margin, targeting the lower Bollinger Band. That is how I trade the Magic Extreme. Magic Extremes are also rare, so once you find them in your chart, then thank your stars, because you're going to be making profits and you have a valid trade setup in the palm of your hands. So make sure you look out for the Magic Extreme and be sure to get ready and take that full margin trade. And when I mean my full margin, doesn't mean your whole capital in your main account. You can just allocate like a session. If you're trading small accounts, maybe like $50, $100, you can just allocate them to a new trading account, then trade full margin in that account. That's what I do. So guys, I hope you guys understand these concepts and their types. What I just do is I basically wait for any of these extreme types to form before I take the trade. There's actually a third extreme, which is the advanced extreme, but I am not going to be talking about that now because it is quite complex and not easily visible to the eye. I just try to keep things simple with TradeVox family and show you guys the best way to trade the BBMA extreme, which is the Magic Extreme and the normal extreme. Yeah guys, that's simply what I just do. I just look at the chart and wait for any of these extreme types to form. And you can see they always form. Right at this low, we still had a normal extreme. Right at this high, we still had a normal extreme. And we can move on and on, guys. You will see that these extremes are quite common. That is why I chose to use them and share them with you guys, so you guys won't be struggling to be profitable when trading BBMA extreme conditions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Peace. But I didn't take this trade because it was quite late. So if you saw this condition earlier, we would have taken our trade right here, and take profit will be moving average 10 low, stop loss slightly above the top Bollinger Band, and that's how we will be bagging about 263 pips in just 15 minutes of trading. Guys, make sure you try to learn the BBMA strategy and be profitable, guys, because you're part of TradeVox family.